Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of TCT On The Go. This is a new series which I am trying to inculcate and start. I just realized that I keep traveling quite a lot on my day job to many countries, and there's always a discussion open to talk about the relationship between India and the country which I am there. A lot of topics to talk, but also a few facts, few things which is good to be knowing as a citizen of India. And I hope this sort of video would help you to also kind of relate, understand, and educate yourself. So let's get to it. So I'm here in Dubai, and it's been almost a week now since I'm here, and I've been talking to a few people. I keep visiting Dubai because of my work, and every season is very different in Dubai. There's season which is in December, January. Normally, that's kind of the good season where the weather is very nice. A lot of people are coming there at the same time and making sure that they are having a good time. But there's also a season where it's summer, which is August, September, where it's very hot, and this is right now getting shot in August 2024, where number of tourists coming into the country is much less because of just the weather, which is quite harsh. So Dubai obviously is relying a lot on tourism, of people coming here to open businesses. But the fact is also that a lot of foreigners here used to only come here for a temporary time. But that trend is changing. The trend is changing towards more people coming here and actually calling it a home, staying here 5-10 years. And talking a bit more on India, the connection with India goes back almost to 3000 BC, because during our historical eras of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, that was a time also when India traded with all these Middle East civilizations. So there's trade always been happening from back then. A few facts also is that the UAE did not have its own currency until 1966. So before that, they were using the Gulf rupee, which was pegged actually with the INR, and only then they moved to more oil economy and they started pegging it with US dollars. The current ambassador to the UAE from India is Sanjay Sudhir. So he's based out of Abu Dhabi, and he makes sure that all the Indians here, which is 40%, almost 40% of the population of the UAE, which is a very large number. So the ambassador to the UAE is a very important person, because he has to make sure to look after the welfare of these Indian citizens based out of this country. Some notable businessmen who have actually come here and also developed this economy, built businesses as entrepreneurs, given jobs, and contributed a lot back to the UAE. Specifically, our Mickey Jagtiani of the Landmark Group. He's one of the prominent business people here, very large business group. You must have obviously heard of this. Yusuf Ali is from Lulu, and Lulu is now also in India with malls, and they started the business here in the Middle East, the supermarkets, and they have a big conglomerate now. Ravi Pillai of the Ravi Pillai Group, then Chabria family of Jumbo Group, Sunny Warke of Gems Education, Joy Lucas of Joy Lucas Jewelry. So these are some notable businesses. Of course, there are a lot of new companies now, new startups coming here, registering themselves, making sure that they are leveraging the benefits which the UAE gave in terms of employability, of getting a lot of people into this country much more easily than most other countries, and trying to benefit from that. Let's go a little bit into the economics of India and UAE. So the India and UAE, in the latest report, there's exports of UAE to India is about $51 billion, which mainly consists of petroleum, diamonds, and India exports back to the UAE $31 billion in the same financial year, which is mostly of refined petroleum, jewelry, textiles, and consumables. So you can understand that a lot of the crude oil is actually imported to India, as also being processed in India. We have a lot of high capacity to process crude oil into refined petroleum now, which gets exported back to other countries, and UAE is one of them, which gives us the crude oil to process, and then we give it back as refined. A lot of diamonds also come into India uncut, and then they get cut in mostly Gujarat, where we have one of the best diamond cutters in the world. So these are few large commodities. Of course, India exports a lot of consumables to the UAE, considering UAE is not a country which can, grow so much. Although there's a lot of efforts now to, have agriculture. They are doing a lot of cloud seeding to get rain here. So the weather is actually changing for the better in the UAE. But they still need to import a lot of their consumables into the countries because it has still a good sizable population. Moving to the projects and relationship of India and the UAE. So from 2014, the relationship has only gotten stronger. India has realized that it has a large chunk of population in the country where they would need to look after and have good relationship with this country. And UAE also specifically knows that most of the contributions coming from economics, like businessmen and like in their construction field to laborers, India provides a lot of manpower. So it is super important for them to have very good relationship, very good ties with the government, and both of them are working well together very recently. There's a lot of technical cooperation as well. There's a lot of technical cooperation in terms of railways, of how India could help UAE build a better railway network. There's been some MOUs signed recently in the last 4-5 years. As everyone knows, India is quite strong on space technology with ISRO, and UAE is also quite ambitious. We could see that in the 2020 Expo, which happened in 2021 because of COVID, obviously. But the 2020 Expo was a big sign for UAE to show how interested they are in the space exploration. And countries like India are signing MOUs, are supporting them to help space exploration together. Defense relationship, I think, is very subtle. It's not so much because they have two different interests. UAE is supported mostly by the Western world, and India has its own diplomacy, which is friendly ties with a lot of countries, a lot of big economies. So here, I think the defense cooperation is very subtle and nothing much to talk about. One of the key things that happened recently was the Abu Dhabi temple construction, which I think is very big news because one of the first temple constructions that happened in the UAE. A prime minister was here to also visit the temple, and that shows the deepening ties between both of the countries and how important it is for both these countries to work together. And I think it's only a win-win for both the countries, because I don't see how one country is gaining less and the other country is gaining more. India is gaining a lot by sending a lot of their workforce here. A lot of businessmen are coming here and making sure they are able to actually make wealth, which will contribute back to our home country. So in conclusion, I think it's, as I said, it's dependent on each other. The ties will always grow more and more. You can see also the number of people visiting from India here is so much higher. The number of people visiting from the UAE to India also is quite high. And I think this will only grow stronger. So guys, if you really like this episode and you think that you want to do and hear more stuff like this, I would be uploading more and more videos like this. Wherever I travel, whichever country I go, I do my research and I will be uploading such videos. Thank you guys for watching this, and hope to see you on the next one. Jai Hind.